everyone. Okay, so today we are going to talk a little bit more about diastasis recti. Last time we did some testing and ways to know how you know if you have it and those sort of considerations, and today we're going to go a little bit deeper into laying the foundation. So the foundation is not very exciting, but it's very important. You don't just jump into doing random exercises, you have to have a base first. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So we're going to find it, we're going to activate it, and then the last point is practice, and then practice, 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 because practice makes perfect. Okay, so first of all, keep in mind that whatever works for me or whatever works for Susan over here is not going to work exactly. Is not going to work exactly for you. So everyone's different, and just kind of keep that in mind. It also depends on your elasticity. Everyone has different levels of elasticity. You know what? If you've had a whole bunch of pregnancies back to back, it might take a little bit longer to heal. Maybe you've had one baby and that baby's 3 years old. Maybe it won't take as long to heal. It just really depends on the individual factors. So, okay, we're going to start with how to find it and how to activate it. So I'm going to lay down on my back. You can do this sitting against a wall. You can do this standing up. The reason I'm laying on my back is because I can feel the floor. And I'll show you in a minute, because I'm going to be doing deep breaths. We talked last week about that diaphragmatic breathing. So that means you're going to be breathing in through your nose and feeling your back, chest, and also your stomach with air. So that's why I'm laying on my back, because then I can feel the floor pressing into my back and I know if I'm doing it properly. If I was just sitting up, well, it'd just be pressing against air. So it'd be a little bit harder to tell, but you can do what works for you. Oh, and my ponytail's in the way. Okay. Zach, you can have chocolate bread in a minute, okay, bud? So take a deep breath. And then breathe out through your mouth. Then in again through your nose. See my stomach rising? My chest as well. And out through your mouth. Okay, so that is the foundation. If you need to practice this for a week to get this before you move on, please do so. Notice also when you're breathing in, you're not just pushing your stomach out. That has the opposite effect. No, you want to slowly, with control, fill it with air. Okay, and the same thing goes for when you exhale. Eventually, once you've gotten the idea of breathing in this pattern, you're going to do things a little bit differently. You're going to pretend that you are pulling your abs away from your waistband or from an ice cube or something like that. So it's like not a sucking in, not a cramp in a certain direction, but it's like you're pulling your abs away from your waistband. So take a deep breath in. And now as I exhale, I'm going to, with control, just kind of start from my lower abs, just start right from my waistband. I'm going to tighten and bring it back in as I'm exhaling. And then once again, watch my hand on my stomach. Okay, so I can really feel that in my abs. My abs have to work to gradually and, in control, bring my stomach away. So again, not just clenching it in is not just your belly button to your spine, because that's just going to mean that you're walking around sucking in your stomach. That's not going to help. It's just, very gradual and very controlled. Now, once you've gotten that, then you can try to add a Kegel in if you want, and if a Kegel is right for you. I'm just going to say this, just as a general rule. If you have a very tight pelvic floor, maybe loosening would probably be more helpful than a Kegel, which is tightening. And you want to make sure that you're doing it properly. So this is where you go see a pelvic floor physiotherapist, and they can do an assessment and they can kind of see what's going on. I've been to a pelvic floor physio, so I'm going to go ahead and add in a Kegel. So that means that as I'm breathing in, I'm going to also relax my pelvic floor to make everything's nice and relaxed. And now, as I'm exhaling, I'm going to also do a Kegel as well as contract my stomach. So there's definitely a lot going on there, but just break it down bit by bit. If you have any questions, you can message me. I'll be happy to do what I can to help you. It's also important to notice, and this is what we also talked about last week, is... Hi, Zachy. You have to let your stomach expand. You can't suck it in. So, okay, I guess I can sit up for this part. You can't suck it in. That's not going to do any good. It's like me walking around with my arm clenched in a bicep curl the whole time. This bicep is going to get very, very tight and very stressed, and I won't be able to do any lifting or what I want it to do. It's kind of the same thing with your stomach. So, you know what? So when you're sitting here, I'm sitting, my stomach is loose and relaxed. You can see my roll. You know what? That roll's okay. Let it go. Hi, Zach. Listen to my lap. You can get some more raisins if you want. Want to get some more raisins? Go get some more raisins. So the same thing with your stomach. You have to let it expand, and then you can fully draw it in. So when you're doing that breathing, really let it loose, let it expand. And that's also where maybe if you have tight back muscles or tight oblique muscles, those muscles might be hampering you from getting in a good deep breath. So it's also, yeah, good idea to see a pelvic floor physio for that, or even maybe a chiropractor if you've got something going on in your back. So stomachs, you're gonna do it yourself? Okay, great. So cores and pelvic floors really are about a total body thing. Because if one muscle's tight, one muscle's off, then it could affect you in areas that are like, what on earth? How on earth is that even possible? Hi, Zachy. I know. Here. Okay, there you go. Put this in your bucket. Okay, so that is finding it and activating it. Yeah, once again, if you have any questions, feel free to message me. And then the last point is practice. Zach, can I have that for Owen?
For me.
Okay, you're gonna get some to Owen. The last point is practice. So you're gonna practice, because practice makes perfect. Oh, there you go. Yeah, you're welcome, boy. So a little bit of stress is good, and doing exercises is gonna stress your system a little bit, and that is okay. Like that pressure we talked about in the last video. A bit of pressure is okay. You need a bit of pressure, or everyone will be like falling over or not being able to do anything. But too much pressure is not okay. So by stressing your system just enough, then you can make it stronger, and then gradually you can add in more stressors and make it stronger yet. So that's why too, like where one person is right now, you know what, who's to say we're there in a year? And who's to say that their starting point is the exact same as someone else's? It's probably not gonna be, it's gonna be different. So that's why it's really important, yeah, you can ask more reasons, to get an assessment and just to kind of see where you are and to help someone help you build your way up. Okay, so that is it for today. Like I said, it's a little boring, but it's really, really, really important. Because if you don't have the foundation, then I guess you could technically jump into doing all sorts of planks and whatnot, but it probably wouldn't be the best idea for your body. So just be patient. The more you practice this, the more, or the better you'll get at it, obviously, and the quicker you can go on to doing the exercises that you love.